In May, I took a trip up to Woodland, Washington to visit the Hulda Clagger Lilac Gardens, a botanical garden specializing in lilacs. Hulda Clagger was an American horticulturalist and hybridizer who lived from 1863 to 1960. She was best known as the Lilac Lady and developed over 250 unique varieties of lilacs. The Hulda Clagger Lilac Garden is about 7 acres large and contains Hulda's lovingly restored 1880s Victorian farmhouse, a gift shop, water tower, and barn museum, all of which are open to the public during the month of May every year when the lilacs are in full bloom. Beyond May, their gardens are open daily to the public with more special events in July and September. Hulda Clagger is a very well-documented individual thanks to both her community and the Hulda Clagger Lilac Society. The museum on the property is dedicated to her life story, which was full of personal tragedy as well as many successes in hybridizing. I was surprised to find that there's even a book based on her life called Where Lilacs Still Bloom, written by Jane Kirkpatrick. The book is a historical fiction novel based on her true story. Hulda Clagger became interested in hybridizing in her 40s after reading a book called New Creations in Plant Life by William Sumner Harwood. She started her journey as a hobbyist hybridizer, looking to make a better baking apple, and then eventually moved to lilacs, where she fell completely in love with her work and was eventually celebrated as the Lilac Lady. Her love for lilacs continued to buoy her over the years through the deaths of her close family members, including her husband, son, and 2 of her daughters. Hulda started hybridizing lilacs in 1905. By 1910, she had already created 14 new varieties, and in 1920, she started Lilac Week, a yearly open house to connect with other lilac enthusiasts and sell lilac plants from the garden. People came from all over to see her blooming garden, and she was nicknamed the Lilac Lady. Today, Lilac Week has turned into Lilac Days, where the property is open throughout April and May for special events and lilac viewings. During my visit, there was live music, a gift shop and vendors, tours of the inside of her home, along with plenty of time to leisurely view the garden. Hulda's main goal in hybridizing lilacs was to create plants that were fragrant, disease-resistant, and had as many petals on a bloom as possible. Her garden is incredibly fragrant, and many of her most popular varieties grow panicle blooms completely packed with petals. These are just a few of her most popular varieties. Fritz Clagger is a classic lilac cultivar that flowers in mid-spring with panicles of magenta to deep purple single florets. Pink Elizabeth is an early blooming lilac hybrid valued for its soft pastel tones and graceful form. It's one of the few lilacs to offer a true pink bloom and produces clusters of single pale pink flowers in early to mid-spring. My favorite is a beloved French hybrid lilac known for its abundant, fragrant blooms and dependable performance. In 1948, when Hulda was 83 years old, a devastating flood swept across the town and completely destroyed her lilac garden. Many of the older trees were lost, but with the help of her community near and far, Hulda was able to rebuild her gardens and replant many of the original varieties, which are still in the garden today. People from all over who had purchased her lilacs over the years sent back plant starts to Hulda so that she could replace her lost trees. A few years later, in 1950, she was able to open her gardens for Lilac Week once again, a practice she continued until her death in 1960. If you're around the area in spring or summer, I recommend visiting. The gardens are open year round, though exact hours fluctuate seasonally. Admission is $10 for adults, and children 12 and under are free. At certain times of the year, you're also able to tour the inside of her historic Victorian era home that still contains many of her furniture and belongings. Guests are welcome to bring a picnic lunch to enjoy at the benches and picnic tables throughout the property, so keep that in mind as you plan your visit. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you're having a great gardening season, and I'll see you next time.